Now it's recording. We press the red button here. This one, to start the recording, we go, you can kind of just keep an eye. This one might shut off. I don't know if it's got enough power to it. Is that one recording? Okay, so I'll go up here, and I figure whatever you do, you need to have a backup system ready to go. Like this one, I don't know why it's not coming on. Okay, watch this one. Let me know if it shuts off. I'm going to go over a few different things here. We did some inventing, and some people wanted some other ideas to do inventing. I'm going to share with you about 5 ideas. Students sometimes say, hey, how do we know we're not going to take your idea? That I'm not going to take your idea? I don't even have time to produce my own and to basically market my own ideas. I'm going to show you a couple of what I have going up in addition to the hoop hitch. The hoop hitch is probably the one that I've been at the longest. Prior to the hoop hitch, I've done a wheel for a jet ski that went on a jet ski called a ski wheeler, where you could wheel around a jet ski to be able to move in the back of a pickup truck. That was called the ski wheeler. Went down to Kawasaki in Irvine, California. They looked at it and said, wow, we want to make this one of our accessories. The next product I did was a bike trailer wheel that went on the front of a bike trailer to where you could make it into a stroller to use it for rollerblading or jogging. Probably one of my proudest moments is when they put on the front of a biking magazine, and it was the first bike trailer that you could convert into a baby jogger. On my hoop hitch, I've expanded it not just for basketball, but for pickleball, for tennis, for volleyball, so that you could have 2 opposing vehicles and be able to play volleyball like out on the football field with 2 cars hooked up with their trailer hitch and a net between the 2 of them. So I'm doing more than just the hoop hitch. It's going more like a sport hitch, where you can do, other sports as well. Out in the parking lot, you can do pickleball or tennis, any of those. Some additions I made to the hoop hitch. This summer was the first time I put a big screen, flat screen TV in the backboard, so when you're tailgating, you could also be watching TV and watching the pregame on TV in the flat screen TV that's used as a backboard. The problem was powering that. Most tailgating places are making it where you cannot use generators, so on the back side of the basketball backboard, I put solar panels. That way, during the day it's collecting the solar light. At night then, when it gets dark, you can take that energy you've used from the solar power and run the TV screen or whatever you want to do. We even did one with a projector where you could project from a small projector up onto the backboard of the TV and be able to watch movies and stuff at night as you're tailgating. Okay, that was just one of the idea on the trailer hitch. I had another idea to, this one is called backup power. I always think you need to have a backup source. So if you're, like right now today, I'm recording on both the iPad and then also the little flip camera. On cars, most cars have a 2-inch trailer hitch. Most of my ideas evolve around that 2-inch trailer hitch. I got this idea when I was down at an electric car company in California called ZAP. Stands for Zero Air Pollution. They had some cars that the front end was useless, but the back end was still good. So in other words, it still had the pickup bed and the batteries and the motor and everything. And for many years, people have taken these pickup beds and cut off the front cab when they're in an accident or something, make a trailer out of them. This one then, I had the idea of taking those electric pickup beds, cutting off the cab, which was useless anyway, and making it into a trailer that you would pull behind your car. As you're pulling it with the gas-powered car, it is the wheels are turning and it's generating electricity, so that when you run out of gas or if you're in stop-and-go traffic, that little backup trailer can be used to push the car forward. It would take any car that has a trailer hitch and make it a hybrid. Okay? instant hybrid just by putting this trailer on the back on the trailer hitch. Because as you're pulling it, It's charging the batteries with a generator. If you get in stop and go traffic, rather than having to restart your car every time, it will propel you forward. That's kind of a lofty goal, but I think it could be done. I think it could change transportation as we know it. Right now, the ultimate vehicle does not exist. In my eyes, that ultimate vehicle has not been created yet. Okay? It would have to be an electric vehicle. I picture a three-wheeled vehicle made out of carbon fiber. Okay? It's a lot like the airplane that Rutan has been flying, made of carbon fiber. It will have an electric power, plus you could pedal it. So anytime you want to get some exercise, when you're in this little two-person, I call it the PEG vehicle. PEG stands for P for pedal. That's your first power source. Second power source, electric, because it's renewable and rechargeable. Third source, gas. Okay? As a last resort, gas can be readily available, where electric, it might take hours to recharge. That's why I don't think the electric cars are quite there yet. They take too long to recharge. Okay? If you think that I'm not qualified to perform this vehicle, I've owned over 7 electric vehicles. I've owned over 11 electric bicycles and gas-powered bicycles. The combination needs to be a pedal-powered, electric, and gas vehicle. Two-person, where you could take and bring your kids along if you wanted to. Very safe. I made it where you could enclose it in a carbon fiber frame to where if you were hit by a car, I made that a priority after I was hit by cars twice. I go, safety needs to be addressed here, because it's no fun getting hit by a car when you're on your bicycle. Okay? So, that was another one of the ideas. Also, on that original bike trailer that I made that you could tow behind your bicycle, I modified that where I put battery packs in that and use that same backup idea, whereas you're towing your bicycle along, it's generating the batteries in the bike trailer, and then if you get to a big hill or you want to go faster, you can just flip the switch and that powered trailer that you're pulling behind your bike will help propel you up hills, or if you get in a windy situation, you can propel with that. I also on my bike made it where you could always take an extra bike along by having a rack on this trailer that will hold a bicycle. Okay? I was going to test this on a trip to Wisconsin this summer, biking to Wisconsin, pulling my trailer. It would also be towable by a 2-inch trailer hitch, to where if in the evening, if you wanted to be done riding but you still wanted to get transportation, you could hitch a ride with someone, hook it to the back of their car, throw your bike on top of it, and then you would still be covering a lot of miles, but yet not using any of your own, basically any of your own energy or any of your own gas or electricity. You'd just be hooking it on behind another car that had a 2-inch trailer hitch. It's a whole new concept. We've heard of hitchhiking before. This is called hitch biking. Okay, so that way hitchhiking is very slow. You ask for rides, you know, you don't cover much land. Hitch biking, you'd hook up your bike behind the car, and they could tow you. As they're towing you with their car, it would be there again, charging up the batteries in your bicycle trailer, charging up. I think the future of transportation is in electric bikes, gas-powered bikes. You know, one of those, I picture completely different. Okay, those are just some of the things that I'm working on. I want to kind of start working on them a little more in depth. I saw a thing last night on Steve Jobs, the Apple founder. It's called iGenius. And he really inspired me to pursue your dreams and pursue your ideas and not care what people think about it. Some people think, oh, that's too far-fetched. You got to just go for it. Our transportation system in America needs to be updated. I mean, the car, most of the power that goes into cars. The gasoline is used to move the car, not the person. The car takes a lot more energy, gasoline or electric or whatever, to move that. And having had a lot of different electric cars, the problem with them is the fact that when you run out of electricity, you have to stop and wait for it to be charged. You can't just go to the gas station and dump in more gasoline. Okay? A few years ago, I thought, how much power am I really saving? How much energy am I saving by riding my bike around to all these different places? So I got online and I wanted to compare. When I burn calories, that's a unit of energy, just like gasoline is. And I thought, how much calories is it taking me to go 100 miles? And how much gas does it take me to go 100 miles? And are they comparable? So I did some testing, and I found that in 1 gallon of gasoline, there was about 27,000 calories. 27,000 calories in 1 gallon of gasoline. Okay? If that would mean that it'd take you like 100 miles to burn 27,000 calories, or you could do it with 1 gallon of gasoline. I just thought that that was incredible. And then I went on to the internet and researched it. We're filming here. Don't walk in front of the camera. I went online and researched it, and it said there are 31,000 calories in a gallon of gasoline. But don't drink it, it will give you gas. 31,000 calories in a gallon of gasoline. And the average human being gets about 250 to 300 miles per gallon. Now remember, cars brag when they get 50 miles per gallon, like the Toyota Prius. If we as humans get about 250 miles per gallon, if you put yourself on a bicycle, it goes up to around 900 miles per gallon because of the efficiency of the wheels and the gears and all of the chains and everything. You go up. The bicycle is the most economical, feasible transportation out there, but since it's slow, we need to add an alternative power to it, either electric or gas or both. And that's where the future of transportation is going. And it's funny that the Wright brothers were bike mechanics, and their dad said to them, as they experimented in flight, that's fine, but I don't really see that being a transportation device like the bicycle is. I don't foresee people getting in airplanes and flying, to their destinations. Bicycles is where it's at. And it's kind of made this whole shift. Went to cars, went to planes, and now I think it's coming back to bikes. Okay? So, these are some of the things I wanted to mention, some of the, the hoop hitch, where it's going. If you want to get involved in any of that, we're going to have a club at school here called a Vote Club, where people can get involved and help develop this technology or transportation. Okay? Cut.